tell me how tight you like it.
Fun.
Oh, well done. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times have you done that?
All your bags, you know, pick bags, special get those and that one.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Is it two special needs bags in there now, yeah?
Special bags are over there.
Morning guys, welcome back. So we are here at the penultimate event, which is repping the new swag. So we've just been into the Ironman village now to register. It's a glorious day down here in Tenby. They've given fantastic weather this weekend, so fingers crossed it stays the same. Nerves are kicking in, excited, anxious, nervous, everything all rolled into one really, as expected. I didn't expect anything less. But yeah, so we're all registered anyway. Athlete number 242 is my number. And just going to chill around Tenby now today. We got to check my daughter in, she's doing Iron Kids, a 1500 metre run. First event for her as well, so she's pretty excited. But just enjoying the day with friends, other members from our tri club and family. The family are coming down tomorrow. So yeah, starting to ramp up now and get into the atmosphere of this fantastic event in Tenby. So here we are in transition now, just racking the bikes and the bags. So it's getting real now, guys. There she is, the weapon. So just going into the tent there now to rack out bags, our run and our bike bag. It's 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, so it's warming up lovely here. Currently about 18 degrees and it looks like it's going to be the same tomorrow as well. So happy days. So the bags are up now, transition. 242. Got the timing chip as well, so we're ready to rock. Good morning, guys. So it is race day. I am on Wales. Wow, we're here. It's been an interesting 8 months, but all the hard work and training has come down to this very important day of mine in my life, the race calendar. It's now 10 to 4 on Sunday the 3rd of September. Alarm went off at 3 o'clock. I was up like a button. Purposely set my or put my phone on charge the other side of the room, so I had no other option. Definitely no snooze button on this occasion. Woke up about 1:30 to go to the toilet. Did struggle to get back to sleep. Obviously mine started racing, but I did manage to go back to sleep, which was a bonus. So I woke up at 3 o'clock, straight in the shower, freshen up, just to wake my body up. I've just had a coffee and some breakfast now. Currently getting the electrolytes down me. And my supplements, I've packed all my special needs food into my bags this morning. We got to drop them off at transition. Everything else is there, like. Ready to rock. Probably go to the toilet in a little bit now and get all my stretches done and get changed ready into my race kit. So feelings this morning: excited, nervous, anxious, all rolled into one. But I'm just looking forward to getting on that beach now and absorbing the atmosphere. So my family have arrived. My brother's here with my mother and my stepdad. So I got my daughter and the wife here as well supporting. So we got a full caravan today. Brother turned up yesterday with a massive support banner as well, which I will post here. So looking forward to seeing that out on course as well for a bit of encouragement, and yeah, just looking forward to the event in general, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of hard work put in, as I said, over the last 8 months, overcome a lot of injuries, a lot of doubts, but we're here, that's the main thing. Mind is already over the line, looking at tattoos and all that malarkey as well. So I haven't booked anything yet, mind, which a lot of people do, but I wanted to save that until obviously I do get crowned with that special status, hopefully around about 11 o'clock tonight, if all goes to plan. So we shall see you all on North Beach then. Just another quick one while I got the opportunity. So a busy, hectic transition here. It is 20 to 6. Just chucked the last bits of nutrition in my bag now, and now going down to meet the family, get changed into my wetsuit, so I'm still in my slacks, and make our way down to North Beach. So I don't know if I'll have a quick check-in down there. I'll see how the nerves are when I get there, but hopefully I will. Cheers, guys. Come on in, Rossi boy! Halfway here! Let's go! So, as you can see, the race is over. How did it go? Take a look at this.
Yes, Ross, boy!
We continue, we go again, people. A couple in the finish line.
Alex Roberts, you are an Ironman. Congratulations, Craig Williams. You are an Ironman, Craig, and Ross Jones. You are an Ironman.
Ironman Wales 2023 finisher. Ross Jones, you are an Ironman. Get in there. We done it, guys. Fatman to Ironman complete. I tell you what, I am absolutely over the moon. What a day. I still get quite emotional thinking about it now. What a 9 months it has been. Really has. From our very first video I uploaded, you know, full of ambition to get across that finish line. You know, weeks and weeks of dreaming, you know, manifesting that I can actually do this, believing in myself. You know, all the obstacles I overcome, injuries, self-doubt at times as well. And we done it. Honestly, I can't put the experience into words. The day was a bit of a blur to a certain extent. I have got a lot of happy memories, no bad memories whatsoever, which is a good thing, obviously. Where do I start? So it was I think a 3 o'clock start, which you can see from the previous videos. We were down on the beach, and then that you know, infamous start where the Welsh national anthem, everyone's singing that, and then thunder struck, and that's where the goosebumps you know, on your arms, it's just, I can't explain it. It is absolutely amazing. And I was wired. Was I nervous? No. Was I excited? Yes. I was just buzzing for it, you know what I mean? All that training that had gone in over the months, and I was just full of energy, and I just wanted to get it done. I knew there was a long day ahead of me. You know, I'm not an elite, I'm not a typical triathlete, but I was satisfied I'd done enough training to get the job done. And there was quite a strategic plan in place, which I knew I had to stick to, so I didn't burn out, you know. We got into the water. It was the first year, so this is the 11th year this event has been running, and the course was reversed. So we actually swam in an anti-clockwise direction this time. So we swam out towards the lifeboat stations, which was, I don't know, about 500-600 meters, and then there was a long old straight then across the harbour, because it's a working harbour, Tenby. There was a fishing trawler in the way. I don't think it was meant to be there, but judging by the taste and smell in that water, for those who actually experienced it that day, they knew, they will know what I'm on about. I think that obviously the harbour master must have tried to move that trawler in the morning. There was a very pungent taste of diesel in the water. He had clearly cleaned down his deck. There was a lot of lobster pots on there, so we had a taste of lobster as well, and other fish that morning. So yeah, it was an interesting morning out in the water. First lap went well. Can't remember the exact time, it was 44 minutes or 42 minutes. And then the second lap, I was a couple of minutes slower. Come out to the swim in 1 hour 29. And I was pleased with that, you know. 1.5 hours was my maximum limit I knew I had for the swim. Came out of there, then run up to get my bag, and we had the infamous kilometre, I think it is, back to T1. Started walking up the zigzags. Didn't want to, waste any energy. But you do get carried away. I knew I would. I mean, who was I kidding, Felt amazing getting up with that swim. As I turned the corner, my family were there cheering me on. Turned another corner, loads of Trident supporters. There was loads of Trident supporters up on top of the zigzags as well. I mean, the support was just absolutely amazing. I'm probably going to repeat myself throughout this video, but it really was. It is something special, 10 beers, Run back into transition. See my training partner there, Lugger. He actually... turns out we actually swam the same time, but he actually got out of the water. He started a bit earlier than me, a couple of minutes earlier. So he was actually in T1 before me. Took a bit too long in T1, if I'm honest with you, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything, and just playing things through in my mind. I was about 21 minutes in T1. Yeah, that's quite long. Anyway, got out, settled into the bike. Now I knew, for those that know the course, that I didn't really train to power. I trained to average speed at certain milestones on the course, because I knew that my overall average had to be within a certain range, okay? Now, I got down to Pembroke, which is just past Lamphy, and on my training recce, I knew I had to hit that at an average of 17 mile an hour. I looked down at my speedo. I was comfy. There was hardly any wind. Now, normally we have a headwind out to Lamphy, but there wasn't any. It was a very warm day, and I'll probably mention that a few times as well. I mean, very warm, about 26 degrees, which is very unusual for Tenby, very unusual for Wales and the UK. So, we just did not plan for that. Regardless, we pushed on. When I got to Pembroke, I was averaging 90 mile an hour. So, but I felt comfortable. My heart rate was still zone 2 all the way. So I thought, well, that advantage has come from basically no headwind. So I didn't hold back at all. I just went with it. Got down to angle, and that's where I caught my training partner up, Lugger. Chatted briefly, pushed on, down into angle, come back out, all the way back to Pembroke, out to Lamphy, and then the Ridgeway. That's when the climbing starts. Everything was going to plan. No stopping at that point, just grabbed, refueled my liquids, pushed on then to the first climb to Narberth, back all the way down into Saundersfoot, hit Wiseman's Bridge, got up there first time, no problem at all. Hit Heartbreak Hill, and do you know what? I was kind of dreading Heartbreak Hill more than Wiseman's, and it probably should be the other way around. However, the crowd on that hill going up, I mean, they basically come together. So you're you're riding into people, and as they come, they just open it up and all that, jeering you on. And I mean, before I knew it, I was at the top. That's what I seen a couple of coaches from our triathlon club as well. So a lot of motivation, morale, pushing us on. And then it was the feed station. At the feed station, my brother and my daughter were there as well to cheer me on. Had a quick refuel, took some more tailwind sashes on, stocked up. I don't really know how long I was stopped at the feed station, but it was nothing great. I mean, maximum 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, it was quite quick for me anyway. And then I was back on my way. Now, I was a bit conscious because when I'd recce'd the long course, weekend course, when I was back out on my second lap, for those that know the course, it's just the one big loop of the Narberth, and you don't go down to angle. I actually crashed at about mile 75, but there was nothing this time, honestly. So I just carried on going. The one thing I didn't plan for, so I take electrolyte tablets on the bike, and I take 2 every hour. Now, I took 2 extra, assuming that I'd be out there longer than 8 hours, which I was, but I actually took everything I had. It was a very, very hot day, and I was really conscious of cramping. Lo and behold, going on the climb out to Carew, up towards Narberth, I had a twinge, and I thought, don't let it get the better of you. So I literally pulled over to the opposite side of the road, got off, stretched quickly, A couple of people from our club passed me at that point. Then jumped back on, picked a Snickers bar up just for a bit of sugar and morale from the special needs bag. And as I'm down on my tri bars trying to open it, it just dropped in front of me. That was so demoralizing, honestly. So I just overcome some cramp, and I lost my bar of chocolate, and I love a Snickers, I'll be honest with you. So anyway, I carried on, stopped in Narberth, and you're only 12 miles home then on the bike. Stopped at the final feed station in Narberth, asked if there was any salt there. St. John's ambulance were there. They come over, do you need anything? I'm like, no, get away, I don't need you. Last thing I need is any penalties or anything like that. Not that I'm saying there was, but if there was, I wasn't sure, and I weren't taking any chances. They were good as gold there, to be fair, and all the volunteers. So if any volunteers down there watch this video, thank you very much, honestly. Without you guys, as you know, it would not be possible. Now, the final climb, the final descent before the two big climbs back home then into Tenby town. Got back down into Saundersfoot. Mine's gone blank. Final descent down to Wiseman's Bridge. Now, I did take the decision to walk up Wiseman's Bridge the second time because I was cramping. Nothing great, but obviously I was mindful that I still had a marathon left to run as well. So we then come down into Saundersfoot and we had Heartbreak Hill. Now all I kept thinking was, I got this one because the crowd pulled me up the first time. Well, I'm a little bit slower on the bike than most of the normal athletes, so there was no one there. There was pockets of people, you know, just residents and you know, in their gardens, but the mass crowd had gone. So that was a lonely old climb back up Heartbreak Hill. Nevertheless, as soon as we come to New Edges roundabout, we're back on that home straight then, which runs alongside the run course. And it was great to see so many people from our club at that point out on the run. Demoralizing, you know, in some stages as well, when you can see that some of the faster athletes have got 2 or 3 bands, because as most people know, it's a 4 times 10k loop almost, and you get a band every loop. So you're always looking at how many bands people got on their wrists, which obviously signifies how close they are to finishing. Come back down into Tenby and you drop down to the roundabout, then there's like a viaduct there, and that's the short sharp climb back to T2. As I dipped around there, I seen a couple of people I knew as well, which kind of geared me up, and I thought, get up the seat, pump up this last hill now, and I did, which had a big response from the crowd as well. Rode back into T2 where I seen a lot of family and friends. That's where they were waiting for me. Second transition went a little bit better. It was only 9 minutes, so that's good for me. And I was out on my merry way to run a marathon. Now, Ironman Wales was my only ever second 100-mile bike ride, and the first ever marathon I ever did. Mentally, as I said in previous videos, I knew I could do it. Physically, it was a test. It really was a test of endurance. Now, first lap, I went out, felt good. Actually had a PB on the run course for the first lap. Second lap, felt as if I paid the price. It hurt. It really did hurt. Now, tactically, we'd recce'd the run course before, and we walked the hills and run the flats and run the downs that we could run. The only downhill I did not run, I didn't want to chance it because of my history with the knee and the calf, was as you come back into Tenby town, you got a cobbled path that goes down alongside the harbour. I was not chancing that at all. Now, every time I come down that cobbled path, seen a friend of mine from Penabon Tri Club, Aaron Davis, and his family was there, his father, his mother, and his missus and his kid. And you know what, on every lap, all the support that I knew were at certain places, and that really motivated us and pushed us along, because you knew, right, around this corner is so-and-so, around that corner is this person, that person, or this club, that club. And it kind of just broke the course down into sections, you know, workable sections, so that it took the emphasis and the focus off the fact that you're actually running a full marathon. The run went on into the night. It started to get cold, and I came back round town then for my last lap. I had to dig deep, I'm not going to lie, but the run went almost to plan, to be fair. You know, could anything else have gone better? Not really. I think, you know, I fueled well. I used the aid stations. I didn't use my special needs bag. I tried to eat something from there on the first lap, and I felt up to here, you know. My body was full of synthetic nutrition, you know, the Beat the Fuel energy chew bars, flapjacks. You know, I was just fed up. I didn't even want food at that point, but I knew I had to keep it in me. Hydration was key. I think I done somewhere in the region of 13 bottles out on the bike. And on the run course, I was doing a bottle, and when I say a bottle, 500 to 750 ml each bottle was. And on the run, I was doing a 500 ml bottle, between one 500 ml bottle and two 500 ml bottles every lap. As I said, it was a very, very hot day, and I knew hydration was going to be critical, so that obviously we didn't fatigue. There was plenty of people struggling with the heat, and I had a lot more electrolyte tablets as well, salt tablets out on the run to keep me going, so I had 2 of them as well every hour on the run. So come back round for my last lap. As I said, you know, that was quite lonely. Most people had gone to the finish line at that point. And after every lap, the course actually rears off to the right as you get to the finish line. So, you know, 3 times I'd seen the red carpet and the bell. Come round on my last lap, and all I was focused on was our bell. I was going to give that bell some welly, you know, get the crowd going and everything, and just lap it all in, really. So I'm running up the home straight now. I think it's South Parade, I think it's called, anyway, up towards the finish line, and I got that bell in my sight. As I'm running towards it, unbeknown at the time, totally ignore my family, sorry guys, but as I'm fixated on this bell, I can see my buddy Glenn, who also ran the course. He'd finished a couple of hours before me, hell of an athlete, and he was there with his hand out with his now fiance by the side of him. So I grabbed his hand, shook his hand, and grabbed the little hammer for the bell, and I was ringing it and jeering the crowd up and everything, and I made my way down the carpet. I caught my brother in the corner of my eye, and as I looked up at that clock, 16:38, I was just over the moon, like, you know. All that hard work, dedication, was for that moment, and it was my Orca times 10, just filled with emotion, and to hear them magic words, like, you know, I am now an Ironman. But as special as that was, there was one moment out on the run course, and it was magical. It was the highlight of the day for me. So as I said, the run was going to plan. I'd done 3 laps. My 3rd lap was actually better than my 2nd lap. I had a good lap on the first one. Second one, I felt that I'd gone out too fast on the first one, so I naturally slowed. 3rd one, I don't know if I had a sugar rush or what from the jelly babies on the feed station, but it went really well. So as I come back round into town and see my family where they were for every lap, I could see my brother holding the banner, you know, come on Ross, come on Ross. And I just broke down. I'll let you have a look here what happened anyway.
Let's go! One more! Go, go, let's go! Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Got it!
Every time I watch that video, it gets me. As you've probably seen, I'm a big softie. So as soon as I come around there, and I seen him and he's, come on, you got it, you know. What that video doesn't capture is me, as I'm grabbing him, saying the words to him, I'm gonna do it, bro, I got it. And it was just all the emotions from the day, knowing that I brought my family down there, all all that training, dedication, sacrifice hadn't gone to waste. And that achievement that day was as much for my family as it was for me, honestly. So knowing that I was gonna get across that line, I had 10K left to do, you know what I mean? I'd been on my feet for over 14 hours, and I just had one lap of that town to do. I knew it was going to be lonely, but I knew, you know, 14 hours on your feet, I ain't giving up at that point, you know what I mean? Something major was going to have to go wrong for me to fail that. So off I went on my merry way, and I knew the next time I would see them would be at the finish line. However, as I said, I was so fixated on that bell and getting across that line that I totally forgot to look out for them. So family, wife, daughter, I apologize. But you know, I made it up to you, and you meant everything to me on that third lap. That was, you know, the most magical moment of that Ironman race to me, by far. So that's how we went. A breakdown then of each discipline on the day. So the swim coming at 1 hour 29. I was pleased with that. A lot of people found the swim hard on the second lap. Looking at my times and the ones who struggled or did not finish, I think I was about 2 minutes away from the tide possibly turning or something, because that seems to be like a critical moment on the swim where a lot of people struggled. So I was quite fortunate there, or I might have ended up in difficulty myself. As I said, T1 was about 21 minutes. The bike came in at 8 hours 13. I was very happy with that. I did stop occasionally on the bike, you know, to stretch my back or take some electrolyte tablets, because I was conscious of, after I dropped that Snickers, of dropping tablets while I was on the move. On my Strava, it was about 27 minutes of stoppage. So I compared the lapse time to moving time. However, you know, the clock doesn't stop for a race. So my overall bike was about 8 hours 13. My T2 was 9 minutes, and my marathon was 6 hours 24, I think it was. 6 hours 24, 6:25. Now, reflecting on all them, it was textbook. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to sound big-headed or anything like that, but from how I thought the day was going to pan out at that time, it was what, you know, I had played out in my mind. Now, the only thing that did not go to plan on the day was this. I was not as light as I thought I would be. Now, at the start of the year, in my head, I pictured myself going into that race fit as a fiddle, which I was, as fit as I could be. And 16.5 stone. Now, I was nowhere near that. I'll be honest, I didn't even weigh after about 4 days out from the event, and I was tipping 18 stone, about 17, 13 I think it was, going down to Tenby, just before we went to Tenby on the Thursday. and I ate like a pig. The old cliche, carbing up. I think it went on a bit too long, to be fair. But on the day, I must have been 18 stone, maybe 18.2. So all in all, it's a pretty good shift from somebody of my size. So fat man to Ironman, but I'm still a fat man, but a proud fat man and an Ironman at that. And no one can take that away from me. Reasons for that, apart from me loving my food, I do absolutely love my grub, I'm not gonna lie. Endurance training, so new territory for me over the last 18 months since I entered the world of triathlon. Now, short sharp rides is a good, hit workout, good opportunity to burn fat. But when you enter the realm of long distance endurance training, you have to fuel that. Yes, some people can maintain a zone 3 run. I can't. I'll fatigue massively. So during my zone 2 training, I'll give you an example for those not familiar with it. I'm going out for a 6-hour run and then an hour or 2-hour break after it on a Saturday. When the full distance triathlon training plan is in its peak phase, I might burn, during that 6 to 8 hour session, somewhere in the region of 3,000 calories. I'm taking on 3,000 calories as well, mind. So I'm not burning fat. I'm burning the fuel I'm putting in my body. So not only was my appetite increased because I was training so much in the last, I would say, month to 6 weeks before the Ironman event. I came back from Iraq, so on the back of my Mallorca video, I actually came back from there and I was down to 16 stone 13, 17 stone. So I actually put a stone on in the last 2 months, really, which was disappointing, but it was, a lesson learned. As I said, it's all new territory to me. So leading up to the event, as I said, it's very demanding training for a full Ironman. And I always maintained that I was one and done. Looking back at it now, and it was actually a month ago that I crossed that finish line. But I haven't had a chance to do a video because I've just been so inundated with work. As you can see, I'm in a magical setting again now, in a hotel room up in Hull. Work is absolutely crazy at the moment with projects. So, but not only that, I've been trying to catch up on my social life, all the friends that I've neglected and family and everything. So we've had a wild weekend out in Benidorm as well, a late 40th birthday celebration for my wife. With my training partner and his wife as well, so it was celebrations all around because he also conquered Ironman Wales as well, so we slayed that dragon. So it was a really great time catching up with everyone, but leading up to the event I was one and done with the full distances. And I gotta say, guys, I'm usually a man of my word, but not on this occasion. I am going to be doing another full one. So that kind of brings this video to a closure, really, on what's next. What I can say is it's not going to be next year. I owe the next 12 months at least to my family. My wife has come around and kind of accepted that she would support me on my journey to do a full again. I got the bug, what can I say? But the reason why I want to give a go again is not because I feel like I didn't give this one everything, because at the end of the day, I managed to complete a race which is considered the second hardest Ironman in the world. It's not just an Ironman, the second hardest Ironman in the world. And that was a poll done amongst Ironman athletes, and them statistics are released on Ironman website. I mean, you can look it up yourself, guys. But the reason why I would like to give it a go again is because I'm a little disappointed in that I wasn't the weight that I thought I would be. So now knowing that, I would put more effort into dropping weight during the early stages of the training, when it is more, you know, it can be more hit based then, if you like, you know, when it's shorter, sharper rides, you know, not fueling as much and leaving it later on in the plan. So that, I mean, that's the only reason really. So my plans over the next 2 years are, I'm going to continue. I'm not going to do anything more than 70.3s. I'm going to do a lot more sprints and Olympics, and just enjoy it, get my social life back, and see where it takes me from there really. I got to drop weight, I have. So I'm going to take a break from the videos for a few months. I got a couple of events planned up. You've probably seen in the start of these videos, the Vitality 10K, I've done that as well. The London Vitality 10K, since Ironman Wales. I've got another 10K run now, the Richard Burton 10K, which is down in Pont-de-Reven in November the 5th, and that's me done for this year. I got a trail half marathon booked for February next year. And all I've got booked so far for next year then in terms of triathlon events is long course weekend. Yes, I'm coming back for redemption. I couldn't do, I done the full swim this year, done the full bike, and I couldn't do the marathon because of my injuries. I'm glad that decision was made. At the time, I wasn't. I was gutted, absolutely gutted, but now looking back, I mean, it was all about this. It was all about getting this done, and I gotta be honest, I'd much rather this than the 4th medal now. But next year, I'm going for that 4th medal. So I'll more than likely pick up on these videos next year, guys. I just want to give a massive thank you to all my subscribers, all the lovely comments and everything I've received over the last 9 months. A lot of people have reached out saying that, you know, I offered some inspiration to them. And the amount of support I've received out on courses, recognition I've had as well. My daughter absolutely loved it. I mean, this is the closest thing that she'll ever have to a celebrity dad, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, you know, a lot of people recognizing me. There wasn't a day down in Ironman Wales where somebody didn't come on to me and say, are you Ross off YouTube? Well, yeah, I was. I mean, I'm quite distinctive, you know, with the designer beard and a bald head. And I'm a big lad as well. So, I mean, I stick out like a sore thumb, don't I? And I race in orange. I mean, come on, like, you know. But yeah, like, you know, I just want to say thank you to all of you. I mean, you know, your comments, your support as well have encouraged me to keep these videos going. And, you know, that this is going to be one hell of a journey to look back on in years to come. For my daughter to show her kids, the grandkids. I mean, you know, once it's on you forever, and it's going to be a good, you know, a good thing to look back at in the future. That said, biggest thanks of all during this journey, my wife and my daughter. As I said, sacrifice isn't just me, it is about the family as well. You know, I sacrificed quite a lot, and they did. So it's time to get some holidays organised and get them abroad for some nice relaxing, chilling time off, and rekindle that family relationship. Also like to thank as well, honestly, massive inspiration of mine, and without him we have become such good friends, but without him and his motivation and encouragement as well, my training would have been a lot more lonely than it was on times without my training partner Liga. So thank you very much, mate. You know, it's been a hell of a journey, and I will be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still training with you, but I'm not training fulls not for a while. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care.